So let's talk about a decision that a lot of people are trying to make right now. People that are interested in purchasing a home, and that decision is: should I buy a house now, or should I wait, a year or so until the interest rates, hopefully start coming back down? A lot of the experts are predicting in the next 12 to 24 months that we should see a decrease in interest rates. So that has a lot of people sitting on the sidelines, just waiting, waiting and watching for that day to get here. I wanted to give you a little different perspective and show you why it may be better for you to buy a house now rather than wait until those rates do go down. So I've got a little report that I put together here just to give you a scenario. And in this scenario, I'm just using a $200,000 house with a 3% down payment. So let's say that you bought that $200,000 house, 3% down payment, you got a $194,000 loan amount. Right now, we're looking at typically around 7% for an interest rate, which with taxes and insurance and everything included, that's going to give you something in the ballpark of about $1,850 per month for the payment, depending on how much property taxes and insurance and things like that are. Now, let's say that you took that same house and you waited until this time next year to buy it. And let's say that house has gone up in value, which an increase in home value is called appreciation. Typically, we see homes appreciate at, 3 or 4% per year. Over the past few years, homes have been appreciating at a much higher rate, 8, 10, 12, even 15% or more, depending on what part of the country you're located in. But I'm just going to be conservative here. And let's just say that home increases by 6%. So that $200,000 house today, theoretically would be $212,000 next year, which, with that same 3% down payment would give you about $11,000 more out of pocket you'd need on the day of closing, for your down payment. And let's say that your interest rate hypothetically is a full point better, drops all the way down to 6% this time next year. That's going to lower your payment down to about $1,795, which, as you'll see here, is almost $58 a month less. So right now, it probably looks like, definitely makes sense to wait until next year, to make that purchase and start house shopping. But I've got a third scenario for you. What if you bought that house today for $200,000, and then a year from now, it's gone up 6% in value, which makes it $212,000 in value. Your loan amount is $192,000 because, you put 3% down, so you had $194. Then you've been making payments on it for a year, so now your balance is lower. And let's say you got that same 6% interest rate this time next year that you would have if you waited, until next year to purchase. Now your payment, you're looking at about $1,713, which is $140 less than if you bought it today, but it's also about, 82 or so dollars less than if you waited to purchase it next year. So your payment would actually be yet less a year from now if you bought it today at the higher interest rate and then refinanced it once the rate does go down to that, hypothetical 6% number. Your payment would actually be less for you by buying the house now. If you look at it over just a 12-month period, you would save about $800 here by buying the house today instead of a year from now. But then if you look at just over the next 5 years, you're going to have a saving. And again, this is at an appreciation rate of an average of 6% per year. So if the appreciation rate is higher or lower than that, which I expect it will be much higher than that over the next couple of years. But even if it just stayed at 6%, you're saving $13,000. Your net worth is going to be $13,000 more 5 years from now by buying today instead of waiting for a year. So anyway, just something to think about. And that's not even considering the money that you'll spend on rent between now and next year. If you spend $1,500 a month on rent, that's $18,000 additional dollars that you'll never see. So anyway, just something to think about. If you'd like to chat or like me to put some numbers together for you, reach out and let me know. Otherwise, have a great day.